How to radiate authenticity on social and beyond. Welcome to the Soulful and Social Summit, where we uncover the keys to success on both the goal line and the soul line. I'm Katja Rusanen, your host, committed to helping spiritual entrepreneurs share their stories, shine their light, and succeed on purpose. Joining us today is modern-day mystic Louise Lavergne, who blends science and ancient wisdom to fuel your journey toward abundance, radiant health, and soul-aligned sustainable success. Welcome, Louise. I'm really excited that you are here with us today.
Thank you so much, Katja. I'm so happy to be here with you. Such a privilege to share with you.
And before we dive deeper into your presentation, Louise, could you share with us how has social media played a role in shaping your remarkable success?
Yes. Social media is one of those things. I think as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a spiritual business person, it really brings us a beautiful opportunity to sharpen our energy and our tools. For me, it was an exciting way to reach a lot of people, and I went in it very open. And then you realize that it's not something you can just throw yourself in without really being aware of your energy, because it reminds me a lot of when I moved to New York City. You've got the best and the worst all happening at the same time, so you've got to find your anchor. So for me, what I go to when I with the social media is what I'm excited to share, and to not worry about the likes and all that stuff. So it's helped me reach people that I never would have been able to reach from where I am. I often share little meditations and stuff, and I've remember just getting these notes from people that I didn't know, saying, you have no idea what getting this at this time has done for me. So when you align and you just let yourself serve, it allows you to touch people that you never would be able to come across in your day-to-day life. So it's a beautiful way. And I love the parallel of, we are all one. And when we're on social media, we are pretty much experiencing this sort of oneness, regardless of the miles of where we live. There's a oneness that's possible there.
Beautiful. And yes, I feel that it brings us closer in a way, because the distance is not there. You can be on social and connected. Like now we are different continents and we are connected.
Here we are.
And we are communicating also through social between. So it is beautiful opportunity. And now it's time for us to learn more from you. But first, allow me properly introduce you. So Louise Lavergne is a best-selling author, interfaith minister, yoga therapist, transformational sound healer, and teacher. She helps clear the blocks and guides people to embrace authenticity and harmonize with their divine purpose. And her book, Do Rescue Remedy from Overwhelmed to Thriving, offers actionable strategies to transcend toxic productivity and enhance well-being amidst life busyness. So Louise is a dedicated mentor who empowers you to embody your part as the sovereign co-creator of your life. Her Destiny Blueprint system aligns you with your soul's design and auspicious timing to manifest your divine purpose with ease and joy. And her online sanctuary, Sparklight Portal, provides a calming oasis to reset and navigate your day feeling aligned and empowered. And as an international speaker, she empowers you to take charge of your life and business as a conscious, empowered owner, also as CEO. And Louise stands as your guiding light, steering you towards embracing your full potential and realizing the brilliance of your authentic self. And during her presentation today, you'll embark on an enlightening journey to embrace your authentic brilliance. So I'm sure my audience is now eager and ready to jump into and learn more from you. So the stage is now yours, Louise.
Thank you so much, Katya. I am Louise Lavergne, and it is such a privilege to share with you all today. And I want to thank you for this time to connect. And as we talked about before, there are miles and distance between us, but in this moment, we're just right there. Whether you're here with us now or in the replay, that's the magic of what we're going to tap into today, because that's what social media allows us. And I'm a very practical, person. So when we're dealing with the spiritual nature, it's sometimes we lose that grounding. And so today I want to give you some very tangible tools to really have the opportunity to be the gift that you are here to be. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'll be back and forth with you, because I'm going to show you 3 things that can help you with very specific things on your using social media. For me, I use social media to reach out for people, and then I bring people into sacred space, into my portal. But it's a beautiful place to set out the intentions. So let me just find my space here. And I think we've got this. Yes, here we are. So shining authentically to thrive on social and beyond. So authenticity is something that we hear a lot about. And I'm going to talk to you today more about the physiology of what that feels like when we are in that space of authenticity. Because if you're trying to be something that's anything outside yourself, you're losing the magic and the power of you. For me, my journey of sharing my purpose started very, very young with a near-death experience, where I really got into this inner knowing of understanding that we are here to reset to our true essence. And my journey went from the East Coast to the West Coast in the United States, but it started in Canada. So I've kind of moved into this arc to get to where I am today, from working with people through yoga, through corporate programs. I'm a stress management expert, where I worked with people, particularly during 9/11 in New York City. So really mastering our nervous system is where it all begins. It's important to understand how we reset ourselves to our true essence. And I'm going to share some very tangible things. My book, as Katya mentioned, Do Rescue, when we keep doing and doing and doing, we get stuck in do. And today I'm going to show you how to avoid that do syndrome, so that you can do be. And it's really about the alchemy of the doing and the being, and really integrating that, because we can't just sit in our spiritual space. We need to get into that physical action place, and coming from a place where we're really connected to our radiance. We talk about your radiance, radiant health. What is radiance? Radiance is one of those things that it's kind of like a special secret, that it's a little bit like trying to describe honey. You have to experience it, because it reveals itself. It becomes known as you experience it. It's particularly important that you unlock your radiance when you're working on social media, because you can be in that place of integrity of your purpose and your soul destiny when you're really aligned with your radiance. So imagine a bright light that you can just turn on the way you turn on a lamp, that gives you clarity and confidence. And it makes your eyes and presence shine, and it guides you towards your purpose. You don't have to figure out what to do next. You're able to receive the wisdom. It's revealed to you. And there is a physiology to the radiance, and I'm going to tap into that with you today. Okay. We are unlimited. We are unlimited. So when we meet the limitations, what are the limitations? What are the things that are blocking us from truly being ourselves? Because it sounds pretty obvious. I know how to be me. I am me. And what gets in the way of being our true self? So this is where we start our journey today. So I want you to picture a time where you might have struggled. I'm going to share with you a time when I really struggled, particularly with the digital world, the pressure to measure up, the pressure to get the likes, the pressure to reach more people, the disappointment when you don't. All those things bring up stories, bring up feelings of our survival story when we were trying to fit in. And maybe a lot of you can relate to not really fitting in because you're not really seeing the world maybe the same way as other people. And when you get out into the real world, and that's what social media allows us to do, is to get out into the real world, it's not always met in a way that we intended sometimes. And people can't always hear, but it's not important that everybody hears you. It's important that you reach the people that you are here to truly help. And we forget that sometimes when we get on social media. We are on a quest in this life to liberate ourselves from the self-limiting beliefs. That's part of our job here. That's part of why we're here. So when they come up, it's important that we celebrate them as a healing opportunity. It's not showing up to beat us down. It's showing us to make us brighter. It's showing us for us to see what is limiting us. What is it that we need to focus the healing intention towards? So I'll reveal some actionable tools with you today to deepen your self-awareness and to allow us to break free from what's blocking and express authenticity to its fullest, because that's one of the most accessible powers that you have right within your physical body. And it's the blending of the spiritual and the physical reality. Okay. So because when we think of radiance, we often think about going into our spiritual space, meditation, or to be where we feel so good. And we tend to reach up. And there is a reaching up, but I want to talk about the grounding and bringing that into the lower part of your body too. So what we're doing when we are aligning with our radiance is embracing our essence, what's at the core of our being. And we release these chains of the external stories. You don't attract people, you attract the people that you are here, your ideal audience. And it's much more effortless than we allow ourselves to be when we're in the reality of figuring out the technology or figuring out the algorithms, and everything is always changing. But the thing that's never changing is you, your message, your essence, why you are here. So imagine illuminating every corner of your life with authenticity and boundless joy, because that's the joy of being you. That's what we're talking about. Really letting the external pulls not fight with them, but embrace that they've brought you here. Embrace that those survival habits got you through those years where, it was really maybe difficult to find the clarity, to find your way to sharing what is so dear and true to your heart. So this is about becoming a beacon of authenticity, and the embodiment of your soul essence is how we get there. And your soul experience needs to be expressed through your physical expression of who you are. So when we want to just jump into the spiritual, you can see those two diamonds on top of each other. So this is what I did for years. I would be all into the lower triangle, dealing with paying the bills, dealing with the reality. And then I would have my escape into the spiritual and my spiritual work. They were very separate. And when we do that, we create this sense of disconnect. And it's impossible to be authentic when our physical and our spiritual is not integrated. And there's the 4 stepping stones. It's your body, it's your heart, it's your mind, it's your spirit. And when you calibrate that with your soul, you become this beautiful diamond where you're integrated. You're what I call calibrated. Calibration, when I create practices, it's about really spinning all those energy centers. We call them chakras, we call them shields. That's the map. And we bring them all in this beautiful harmonious space so that you shine and you also feel grounded. when you have the two triangles on top of each other, you never feel grounded. You feel really good when you're in your spiritual realm and you have some things in your physical realm that you can enjoy, but the struggle of not being integrated always makes us feel out of balance. So it's your life force battery. I want to introduce that because this is what creates your radiance. This is your energy. And to understand what drains and fuels your energy is probably one of the most important things that you can do for you to be effective on social media and beyond, because social media is there to support you, not to deplete you. So your body, physically, your heart, emotionally, your mind, what you think, your intellect, and your spirit, which taps into your intuition. And then that soul essence that it plays and shines through all of those parts of you. That's the magic right there. So I'll be sharing with you specific things that when I talk about the life force battery, this is it. And when I had my near-death experience, the message, the mission that I received was to help people align with peace and understanding what peace is, because peace is not the absence of reality. Peace is the integration. We're talking about, you hear a lot about the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension that we're really moving into now is where we can have both the physical and the spiritual in harmony. I had a slide that I wanted to show you, but I don't think it's there now. So anyway, so that's part of what we're talking about here. And the way that you experience this beautiful diamond is when you can reset yourself to what I call your line of well-being, to navigate your day from your place of well-being. When we get stuck into the lower triangle, we're going below our line of well-being. When we're all in the spiritual, we're above our line of well-being. And from either one of those extremes, it's hard to navigate. But when you come right there in the middle, you're in your line of well-being, and that allows you to step into your radiance more fully. And at the core of all this is anchoring your why in love and not fear. So you understand what is draining and what is charging you, what makes you feel excited about what you're going to share. And then when you tap into that, you feel your body vibrating with energy, you get excited. And that's a beautiful place to come from. If you're doing it because you're afraid of not having enough people, that old story of lack will dampen your light. It will move you out of alignment and move you out of your authenticity. So it's important to share from a place of love, but not just love for all. It's like what aligns with my highest good, why I am here now, and my part within the highest good of all, to share with those that I am here to truly help. So that will definitely help you to come into place. And the other practical way that we reset to our line of well-being, I talk about the alchemy of being and doing. It's the ability to be totally aligned and take actions that are aligned. You need to take the actions. If you just have good intentions, the scale is going to tip. And if you just take actions without taking that time to anchor, it's going to tip the other way. So is that making sense to you all? I hope it is. So I want to share right now some ways that we can do this. I'm going to stop share and come back to you. I wanted to get very, very practical. I want to share 3 things. One is to help you get into a good space when you have to write a post, when you're working in writing. And the other thing that I'm going to show you is when you need to show up and present and maybe do a live or record a video. And the last thing I'm going to show you is how to be able to clear negativity or the whole stories that make the stick in the wheels that are kind of, when the blocks come up, how do we move them? Okay. So let's start by writing a post. When you want to write, when you want to start sharing on social media and anything else that you do, you need to get your mind and your intellect to come into partnership in your heart. So you need to use your gift of intellect and your gift of intuition, and there's often a tug of war between the two. And we want to bring them in your heart because that's where you're coming in from your power. And you always start by grounding this, because what am I holding this with? So you want to feel your body grounded. Really quick way to ground yourself is through your breath. And a great way to integrate your mind is to use meridians, channels of energy that move through our body. Your body is a beautiful map, and it's got everything that you need to do this expression of radiance. That's when it feels good, because it's so true to who you are. So I'm going to show you a hand gesture. I work a lot with hand gestures, mudras. There's such a powerful energy in your hands. In my book, I talk a lot about using your hands and on the spot for accessing certain energy space, and for you to help with some of these emotional things. Emotions show up, and that's where we get to move into our power, when we meet them and we allow the intuition and the wisdom to not be driven by the emotion, but to be inspired. So when fear shows up, it's letting you know you're out of alignment. So how do I align myself now so that it's a lesson? But if I don't pay attention to how I'm navigating, fear and the ego are very, very skilled at grabbing the car keys and wanting to take you where you absolutely do not want to go. So being aware that you want to be the driver with your calibrated whole self, and really using that wisdom. So the middle finger is your Saturn finger. Saturn is the energy of what they sometimes say karma, the lessons. It's a very spiritual energy. So we're going to connect the middle finger, and we're going to curl the other fingers inside the hands. The thumbs represents you, your ability to take actions. It's the ego that comes into partnership with your soul, because the ego is part of us. We don't want to stay in that tug of war. So you bring your middle fingers together, because you want to navigate from your soul purpose, from that which aligns you with what you're here. And you curl the other fingers into each other, because they all have energy that supports your soul mission right here. The thumb comes towards you. So I'm pointing, taking responsibility. So I talk about being the CEO, conscious, empowered owner. I'm taking charge of where I want to go. So you bring it right below right at your solar plexus where the ribs meet, because that's your middle point. And you can see your line of well-being from elbow to elbow. So I'm setting myself up right in the center of this diamond. And you can imagine this diamond from the top and going all the way underneath. So from the point below, you want to pull your energy from your tailbone into the earth. Okay. So if you can't curl your fingers, it's okay. Just bend them. Just use your middle finger. And you want to connect your knuckles. Okay, so from here, press your tailbone into the earth and tuck your tailbone a little bit. And then feel this energy moving all the way up through your crown to connect to source energy. And right here between sky and earth, I'm in my place of harmony. And we're going to do a breathing technique just to help you integrate. One of the great ways to reclaim the control, especially during anxiety and fear, is through the breath. And when you segment the breath, it just engages you to stay totally present. So we're going to use the breath in through the nose for 4 sniffs. So before we start, just exhale, pull your belly in, and now squeeze your pelvic floor, the root lock, anchoring, grounding, and then sniff in for 4. Hold it here, press the tongue at the tip of the roof of the mouth. And then we're going to do a sound. You can also use a chew sound if you have a lot of anxiety. So let's try it. Inhale. This time do chew. Inhale. I am. Yes, now on the exhale 3 times, say the word release, release, release. Again, inhale. Release, release, release. And now I'm coming into perfect alignment to share and connect to your why you want to share. And you want to reach all those that you are here to truly help. And if you have any affirmations that you're working with, that's a beautiful way to work with them. And then your mind can be more engaged with why, the authentic why, and your authenticity, and just get the excitement of what you're sharing is going to really help to move those limiting blocks of, I can't do this. And I really encourage you to work with Katya to learn how to use the chat GPS, because that will also help to unlock the blocks that are putting you too much in your head. So keep bringing that in partnership. And then when you need to be live and in person, your little finger is your Mercury finger. That's communication. So it's always a good finger to wear a ring, to stimulate. And I'm going to show you a really powerful way to just engage your energy. Bring your little fingers to interlace. We're going to use our index finger is our Jupiter finger, and that's our path of expression. We're going to open the gate, open the thumbs, opening to be all that I am here to be. So this is here. And if you remember the surfboard, you're going to ride the wave. You're right there with your supported with this energetic boogie board to ride the wave as your authentic self and in the flow. And you want to energize your voice and your energy. So we're going to use the belly. For this one, I want you to just breathe through your nose. This is a really powerful exercise. You're going to hold the breath if you are able. Don't do this if you're pregnant or if you have issues holding the breath. Don't do this. But if you can hold the breath and you're going to move your belly, this is your power. In my book, I talk about how to use your superpower belt. This is the power. This is the anchoring. This is the energy that's going to give some wattage to your voice when you're speaking. So as you hold the breath, you're going to pull your belly in and out. And you can imagine when you do this, it's almost like getting all the butterflies and all the nerves together, and then you release them. Exhale through your mouth. Just releasing it out, releasing your message. Do that one more time. Inhale. Hold the breath, pull your belly in and out, and do this as long as you need to. And if you're not familiar with doing this, you can just do this just a few times. Contract, release, and then open your mouth and let it out. That's great. And use your voice as you exhale. Now let's do it with a nice, powerful pump, and then go ah. The will also open you up. It's actually part of the vocal exercise. And if you have vocal exercise that you do, use this mudra with it. It'll make everything integrate. And again, it brings you back into this intention of being this diamond and this radiant being that you are. And I'm going to share with you one more thing. This is something that really came into play. I moved from Canada to New York City in my 20s, and I was an actor at the time. New York is, like I said earlier, it's where the best and the worst coexist. So it was really where I became a true alchemist of energy there, learning how to navigate that, and especially in the business that I was in. And then moving into also being in New York and becoming a stress management expert. My son, became a mother, and of course that also brought me into how to really work with energy within a reality that is not always easy for us to navigate. So there's some seed sounds. I work a lot with sounds. I work with gemstone bowls, Tibetan bowls, gongs, symphonic gongs. I use sound for us to make sounds with our own body. When you make sounds, you radiate your bones, you tap into meridians through your mouth, through your tongue. So it's a very powerful way to bring us into this integration of radiance in all the parts of our being. The simple sound, like we just use the sound of ah opens the heart and moves energy. So just breathing in, ma, is very, very powerful. I'm going to share you some seed sounds that are also extremely powerful to move energy in the spot. Here we go. So the seed sounds sa, ta, na, ma. When you say those sounds, you're using your tongue, sa, ta, na, ma, right? So infinity, sa, infinity. You want to move into that limitless infinity, life, ta, where I am, life, death, the ending of what is no longer serving, the release, the surrender, ma, the rebirth, reclaiming. Satanama is like the full circle of life. So it brings you into a state of harmony. And there's a powerful way that you can use this sound with your fingers. I used to use this when I would go to auditions, when I needed to really meet my anxiety. So you use sa, ta, na, ma. I'm going to give you access to come and do some meditations with me. So I'm going to give you a chance to practice that. But I just want to show you this. Just try this right now. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. So simple. I know it seems too simple to even work, but it's powerful. I would have my hands in my pocket and I would be going, sa, ta, na, ma, sa. I want you to play with it. Sa, ta, na, ma. When you're walking, sa, ta, na, ma. I'm opening to really moving beyond the limits to step into this place of harmony, into my radiance in this moment. I was amazed how it felt. The biggest memory that I have is being in Times Square, and just I wasn't prepared for that kind of energy. It just, whoa. And so putting your golden mesh, doing your grounding, and then having this Satanamasa. When I can't think of what to do, when I can't think of affirmation, I can just do this, and I can just tap into all my resources. And those of you, I'll be able to share with you more about how each of these meridians can help you. So just these are really, really easy things, so that when you're going into using social media in a soulful, authentic way, you remove what's blocking your radiance. You remove what is not truly you, so that you can let more of you shine through and share more of what you're here to share. I'm going to actually invite you, for being here today with me, I'm inviting you to, did I share the screen here? Sorry, I hit the button. Okay, I'm actually inviting you to come and play in my sacred space on my Spark portal. So you will learn how to work with these tools that integrate your life force battery into your authenticity in a fun and joyful way. Every month, we have specific energetic opportunities. And so I aligned the meditations each month in a way that will be supportive for you. And using the sound healings, the sound help us get past beyond the mind. It really brings us into soul presence. And the synergy and the integration and the alchemy of all this is a really beautiful way, so that we're not just meditating in our happy place, but we're bringing our body, we're bringing the anxiety, the resistance, whatever is challenging, we're bringing that into healing space in a tangible way and in a joyful way. It was really hard for me, even though I know a lot and I'm very spiritual, to be consistent with my practice, because I get busy, life would pull me. And it was just something that I felt always bad and frustrated about when I wasn't really making enough time. So Spark helps me, and it helps you to just show up and click. And you've already broken through and taken a step that says yes, to being in your radiance and your authenticity, and shine soulfully on social media. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you. I was thinking today that one of the things I want to do, that I'm going to add, is I'm going to actually give everyone who signs up for the Spark, I'm going to give you my Bee Break book. I created a manual to go with my Do Rescue book. And so I'm going to give you access to that. And I have my assistant that I'm going to introduce. Come on. Milo is part of all the meditations with me. This is my little soul dog. He's been so good during this. And now he's just like, okay, I got to tell you, he wants to tell you, come see me in Spark. So I look forward to sharing more with you all. This is joy in action, four-legged joy.
Yes, that is beautiful. Thank you so much. And Milo made the star appearance as well. So I was like, where is she? Because he's normally behind you on the sofa. So.
He's always there, but this morning there was stuff going on outside and he was really being barky. So he was really, Milo is part of all my sessions, and he just likes to be part of the energy. Yeah. He's a rescue, and He's definitely knows his soul mission, and he never lets me forget mine.
So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, sharing your gifts
Oh,
today here. And I do hope that you, if you were tuning in, did the exercises. If you were in a place where you couldn't, just go back and do them because they were
right.
super powerful. And
And
now,
sign up for their gift, so they will get
yes,
videos so that they can actually do the full bee break with me. So I really hope that people will give themselves that opportunity to really receive.
yes, that is absolutely an awesome gift. So check it out and get it now. And as we are wrapping up here, is there a special message you'd like to leave our audience with?
Yes, I want to leave you with a message of gratitude. This is such an auspicious time for us to be here and to really be brave and courageous and share our light so that we can really create this new world. We're all co-creating this together. And I want to thank you for being part of that. And if you ever feel like, what's the point? Or like sometimes it's not always easy. Just remember that you are so precious and we so need you. And we are all here seeing you. You know, in yoga, we use the word namaste. Namaste is the light in me acknowledges your light. I see you and I am so grateful for you. And I want to really open up the space right now, just taking a moment to anchor. I am all that I am, every part of I am, all that I have been, and all that I am here to be, in perfect harmony now within my heart and within my soul. And so it is, and so I am, and so you are, and so we are. So just thank you so much.
Thank you, Louise, for your time and valuable insight. That was a beautiful, beautiful message. And thank you for tuning in today for this Soulful on Social Summit session. It's your time to shine, share, and succeed. Until next time.